seats here. If you want to fill in, if you want to have a seat, you're welcome to join us here in the seats. I know it's a sunny day, but what a beautiful day for us to gather here. Good afternoon. I am Jennifer Player, and I have the pleasure of serving as the President and CEO for Habitat for Humanity of Orange County. And I want to officially welcome you to our very first home dedication here in Weaver's Grove as we celebrate our first home buyers who will be closing on their homes in just a few short weeks. So as you came in and walked through the neighborhood, and hopefully you'll have time after the program to spend some time walking around the neighborhood, I hope you can see that our vision for Weaver's Grove is coming to life after, let's see, a little more than 20 years. We now have a thriving mixed income community here that is really setting a new precedent for the way that we can live together as neighbors. Weaver's Grove was designed to encourage interaction in a diverse, closely knit community, creating what we know are benefits not only for the residents who will live here, both the Habitat homeowners and our market rate buyers, but also for the entire region. This event also marks not just the completion of the first homes of the first construction phase, but also the beginning of a new chapter for these incredible families, and you'll get to meet some of them today. Your support and presence here today is a testament to the power of community and the incredible impact we can make when we come together. And that is at the heart of the Habitat mission. Is we don't just build homes, community, and hope, we bring people together, which is really the fabric of who we are as Habitat. So now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the chair of our board of directors for about 48 hours. He was inducted as chair on Thursday evening. This is Michael Zuber. Michael, though, is no stranger to Habitat. He has been involved in Habitat for many years, having served actually as the finance director for another Habitat affiliate a number of years ago. And his dedication and his vision and leadership and guidance have been instrumental in guiding our organization and ensuring that we are able to build not only communities like Weaver's Grove today, but many more in the future. So please welcome Michael Zuber.
Before Jennifer gets too far off, it's not good when your first speaker goes off the agenda, but I think we would be remiss to acknowledge one group of people who are not in the program today, and that is acknowledging our staff. They often work nights and weekends and really toil hard over our policies and procedures to ensure our Habitat homeowners have the best experience. And so I just want us to take a moment to give our heartfelt appreciation and ovation for our CEO, Jennifer Player, and all of our exceptional staff here today. We also have a number of board members. If you could also raise your hand if you're a board member today to acknowledge our board members. I see a handful of you out there. Thank you so much. Our board takes immense pride in our staff, so we do thank you for honoring their contributions. I want to extend a warm welcome to each of you on this momentous occasion, the dedication of our first homes completed for Habitat for Humanity of Orange County at Weaver's Grove. Again, my name is Michael Zuber, and I am honored to serve as the new board chair. Today we celebrate not just the physical structures you see around us, some of which have finished interiors, some still in the early stages, and others with only foundations poured, but we celebrate 2 decades of hard work, collaboration, and unwavering dedication. This community has been 20 years in the making, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge the countless individuals and organizations that have contributed their time, resources, and passion to make this dream a reality. As you walk through the site today, I encourage you to take in the significance of what we're witnessing. Each home will represent a unique story, a future filled with hope, security, and opportunity for families to thrive in the community that they can truly call their own. We are immensely grateful for our partners, volunteers, and donors who have stood by us throughout this journey. Your commitment has made a lasting impact, and we are excited to see that homes transform lives. So today I pose a question for you. What is your Habitat story? Are you a homeowner? Are you a volunteer? Are you a staff member? Are you an advocate for affordable housing, or are you a building partner? Have you served on one of our 6 committees? Building homes and communities like Weaver's Grove necessitates a lot of hard work, significant financial investment, and meticulous planning. Each of us carries a unique Habitat story. As we proceed through today's program, I encourage you to reflect on the remarkable community spirit that unites all of us. Let us continue to work together to ensure that everyone has a decent place to live. Thank you for being here with us. I look forward to celebrating this day with you. Now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, a steadfast supporter of our community and its initiatives. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Jess Anderson.
Good afternoon. Hi. As the saying goes, it takes a village. Getting to this point, the dedication of the first homes in Weaver's Grove has required so much commitment, support, and huge doses of persistence from so many in our community, including every one of you. So thank you for being here today to witness and celebrate this significant milestone for Habitat for Humanity of Orange County. In Chapel Hill, we know how vital it is for everyone in our community to have access to safe and affordable housing. With the help of 2018 voter-approved bonds, funds, and amazing partners like Habitat, we are making important progress toward meeting our goal of being an inclusive, welcoming, and sustainable community. When I first came on council, I think it was around 2016, I met with Jennifer and Susan Levy, and they were exhausted. They were resolute, and they said, we have been trying for over a decade to develop this parcel for people that we say we want to live in Chapel Hill. And I said, well, what's the problem? Let's do that. And they said, well, you're new. It's not always easy. There were other plans. They were lower density plans. And I'm actually really excited that we got more units in here, that we waited a little bit, but think, that was 9 years ago, and we're seeing it open today. So imagine how much the volunteers, the leaders, and the community has done to get us here. There was absolute commitment, and it still takes a really long time. So we cannot take our eye off the ball. We have to continue to push. As mayor, I'm proud that our town has been a strong and resolute champion of Weaver's Grove. As shown in our commitment, we invested $3.4 million, the cost of infrastructure and building materials for the homes that we're celebrating today, and those that will house the future residents of Weaver's Grove. Of those funds, $1.5 million was made available thanks to Chapel Hill voters who voted yes on the previous affordable housing bond, which not only brought us to this moment, and all totaled support 351 units of affordable housing in 9 projects across town. That's you all. Keep voting yes. We are excited by this progress and want to build on our momentum, which is why in this year's election, you have another shot. We have another affordable housing bond on the ballot. It's on the back. There's some legalese in there that you have to read through every single bond order, and it's gonna tell you that we might have to raise taxes. We don't. We set the number at the amount that our debt capacity can handle. So, do not fear. Please don't forget to flip your ballot and vote for those bonds that are going to bring amazing new investments to our community, including more amazing affordable housing. There are other good reasons to vote this year, but that's just another good one. This is how we pave the way for the next Weavers Grove and why we are encouraging Chapel Hill voters to make sure that you vote all the way down. Let's continue to work together to create amazing opportunities for families and strengthen the bonds that hold our community together. We want our teachers, our nurses, our bus drivers, the people that serve and that keep this community going every day to live with us and amongst us. We don't want them driving into town from places that are more affordable. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your commitment to making sure that Orange County is a place for everyone.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. I do remember those early conversations, and Jess has been a champion of this development from the beginning. In fact, has been out here toiling in the hot sun and swinging a hammer herself. So has been one of many volunteers who have helped bring this to where we are today. I did want to mention, Jess said that whenever she met with myself and with Susan Levy that we were exhausted. And I was probably a little tired, but Susan probably really was exhausted after having gone through this for more than 20 years. And I think I might have seen Susan Levy sneak in. So, nobody, yeah. If you don't know, Susan Levy was Habitat's first executive director in 1992 and was our fearless leader for 26 years until she retired in 2018. This was her brainchild, starting in 2002 with the first purchase of the first piece of property. And when she retired in 2018, we had already visited with the town council and had submitted the first concept plan. So she has been able to see this come full circle to fruition, and we're so glad that you're here today. And I should say that you might notice that we did name a street Levy Lane. Yes, we did. And no, we did not get Susan's permission to do that. Someone asked me this week. But very, very well deserved. It is now just a real honor to introduce another speaker, which is one of our Habitat homeowners who will be buying her home here. If you attended our house party last year, you might have met her. Her name is Jennifer, just like me. And we have something else in common, which is we are both graduates of UNC Chapel Hill. Go Tar Heels! Playing right now. We're all here instead of watching the game. And so Jennifer and her counterparts here as Habitat homeowners, this is a long process. These are first-time home buyers who go through 275 hours of financial education and what is a homeowners association, and of course that's on top of coming out, swinging hammers with their neighbors, building their homes, building other homes. And we've also added in some community engagement work into that now. How do we begin to understand the various cultures and different types of people and languages that are going to be represented here in Weavers Grove. So I'd like to now invite up Jennifer. Now I can't lay my eyes on her. Oh, there you are. Jennifer to come up and share a little bit about her journey so far through Habitat.
Thank you, Jennifer. So, as she mentioned, I'm Jennifer Kushner, and I am part of the Spring 2023 cohort here for Weavers Grove, and I'm excited to soon be calling 406 Blackwell Drive my new home. Chapel Hill's been a part of my life for a very long time. Ironically, my relationship with Chapel Hill started in 1999, not here, but in Saratov, Russia, where I was an exchange student. Saratov is the sister city of Chapel Hill. So I was studying there, and then I later transferred here to UNC and graduated in 2001. Those of you that live in Chapel Hill know it's tough to leave once you're here, so I did stick around, and I'm actually an employee at the university, and we'll celebrate my 20th anniversary there in 2026. I have two daughters. Both were born at the UNC Women's Hospital here in town. Over the years, I've maintained lots of relationships in Chapel Hill, professional, personal, lots of friendships. I am in touch with people that knew me before I had my oldest daughter, who's graduating high school next May. I've been fortunate to take part in many of the activities that the town offers, and including volunteer activities. I really find it easy to want to get involved in this community. One thing that's been difficult to reconcile with the stability I experience elsewhere in life is the lack of stability I've been able to achieve in housing. I've had to move around quite a bit, keeping a stable home for me and my children. It's gotten very expensive to rent, as everyone's heard. And so when I applied for Habitat and got my acceptance letter in spring 2023, I was just overjoyed. I knew that this was finally going to put all the pieces together for my family. And then when I heard about Weaver's Grove, I was just even more excited because I absolutely knew this was a community that I wanted to be a part of. I'm very excited about the diversity in Weaver's Grove. In addition to working at UNC, I've taught English as a second language to adults for over 20 years through Durham Tech. I teach at the Orange County campus. A lot of people don't know Durham Tech serves Orange County as well, so we have a really small campus over in Hillsborough that I teach at. And I just knew that this would be a community my daughters and I would thrive in, so we're very excited about it. I really want to thank everyone involved, the Habitat staff. They're just so amazing. I can't believe it. I think we can all learn a lot from the Habitat staff. The volunteers, I know there's a lot of regular volunteers that come out every week, and I'm just so impressed and just in awe of them. And my fellow home buyers, it's been great to get to know them as we build side by side. It's just been an amazing experience. And I just want to thank everyone who's involved, and let you know that not only are you giving me the gift of being able to purchase a home here in Chapel Hill, but you're giving me the gift of dignity to be able to call Chapel Hill my home permanently, finally, after so many years of being in the community. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. That is what it's all about. That's why you're here. It's not about me. It's not about any of us. It's really about what we're able to do when we come together and make big things happen. So thank you for sharing your story and representing the other homeowners who are going to be living here. Y'all, we have probably had, I should note this number, we've probably had over 1,000 applications so far to live in Weaver's Grove, and we've approved, I think, probably around 30 people, 30 home buyers. 6 new home buyers just found out yesterday that they were selected, so that's super exciting. And these really are, just like Jennifer, these are the people who are the fabric of our community that we rely on every day. And you are helping to give them an opportunity for a brighter future. So thank you again. All right. I want to introduce our next speaker, who some of you might have gotten to know through our capital campaign. Her name is Mimi Hawk. We've already heard about Blackwell Drive, which is where Jennifer's going to live. So we had 2 co-chairs of our capital campaign, and you can actually stand at the corner of Mimi Way and Blackwell Drive to honor these 2 really incredible women. Habitat really needed to leverage multiple financial resources to make this a reality. This is a more than $30 million development. So we have, of course, our market rate partners, our investments from local government, and we had an incredible capital campaign, the largest of which we have never seen in our 40-year history with Habitat. We started this campaign in January of 2020. We had a conversation with Betsy, who agreed to chair. We had a conversation with Mimi, who agreed to co-chair. And then, as you all know, the pandemic hit. And we paused for a second and said, what are we going to do? How do you raise, at the time it was $5 million, without being able to see anyone and gather and go to events and visit with people? And we knew that this was so important, we couldn't say no. We had to forge ahead. And forge ahead we did. That $5 million campaign ended up being an $8.2 million campaign, which was, like I said, the most successful in our history. And that is due in large part to Betsy Blackwell and Mimi. So please welcome Mimi up to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day. So as Jennifer said, when she and Betsy initially approached me about this capital campaign, I was truthfully a little intimidated. I'd never done a capital campaign before, and $5 million seemed very daunting. And then, of course, we had COVID. But, you know, there was the silver lining in that. And I think the thing about COVID is that it made all of us reflect on what home really means to us. I think we all had a new sense of gratitude for how fortunate we were to have a home and a community to really lift us up in the time of the pandemic. And because of that, I think everybody really recognized the need and the just sort of, sorry, I'm off script, and so, but everyone was just propelled to want to donate to this cause. They really, really felt like affordable housing was the thing they wanted to put their resources to coming out of the pandemic. But I want to just say thank you so much to all of our community members. We have had such incredible support from the committee that helped organize the campaign, to the co-chair, to the staff, and then to the community members who really surprised us and really were the tentacles for this campaign. We had so many committee members who reached into their networks and solicited so many people who were so thrilled to be a part of this campaign. And so I learned a lot from Betsy and from Jennifer and from the staff, and sitting here today, and standing here rather, on the foundation of what we all built together over the course of several years is really phenomenal. I am so touched to meet Jennifer and to see these houses come up. It's really, really quite emotional after so many years of raising money for this. And so thank you all to supporting this campaign. Thank you for being here. Like we've all talked about, this is still a huge need, so we can't give up. We can't lose our eye on the prize, and I really appreciate you all being here. This has just been an incredible campaign, and thank you.
And it's only fitting that as Betsy Blackwell rolled off of our board and attended her last board meeting on Thursday, that Mimi actually joined our board. So continuing to carry on that legacy. Thank you, Mimi. This project really is, as we've said, a testament to the power of community collaboration, public-private partnerships, and the commitment to creating a better future for all residents of Chapel Hill. So now I want to invite Betsy Blackwell up to recognize some of these dedicated folks. And as you've already heard, Betsy did co-chair the capital campaign. She was our board chair and served 7 years on our board of directors. And so please join me in welcoming Betsy Blackwell.
Hi, everyone. I can't tell you how incredible it is to stand here in these houses. I mean, can you believe it? I mean, all the work that we did, and here we are today. It's amazing. I mean, you look at these homes. I mean, each one represents years of hard work and determination. I want to take a minute to recognize the true backbone of this project, though, our incredible team of volunteers and the construction team. To the regular volunteer crew who showed up day in and day out, often in challenging conditions, your commitment has not gone unnoticed. Your hands have shaped these homes. Your hearts have poured love into every nail and beam. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication and your perseverance. It means so much to all of us. Thank you. And for our construction team, a huge part of the Habitat staff. I am so grateful for them and for Richard, who leads that group. The construction team's expertise, guidance, and unwavering support has made a lot of this possible. I've been in meetings where they talk about the ideas that they have for things that we might do, and they've really helped change some of the ways that we approach the houses. They really listen with their hearts. It's really just incredible to me. These people have not only built these structures, but they've also built relationships within our community, fostering a sense of collaboration that truly exemplifies what Habitat for Humanity stands for. I've so enjoyed working alongside you on site, strengthening my own limited skills, and meeting new people along the way. This team exhibits patience, compassion, attention to detail. Do take a look at the houses. I mean, talk about attention to detail. I walked through one this morning. Unbelievable. And they also just have so much fun. You're truly phenomenal. This project has brought together individuals from all walks of life. Each of you has played an essential role in making these homes reality, so thank you. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we come together and what we can do with a shared vision. Thank you to the construction crews. And now I get to introduce Richard Turlington, our amazing construction leader.
Thank you so much, Betsy. I just have to echo that to my team, both the project team and the site team. I mean, y'all have done such amazing work, and I think about where we were when we started here and how I think Daniel pulled me aside one day and said, can we really build these things like you think we can? And the answer is yes. Yes, they've got this thing down, and I remember the wise words of Jenny, who pulled me aside one day after we worked in the hot sun all day and I kept them 30 minutes late. And she said, Richard, we got this. Don't you have something else to do? And so thank you so much for everything you do. I'm up here to talk about this project, not from the money side, but from the ground and doing stuff side. So we got our permission from the town to start working here, I believe in the fall of 2021, and started clearing this property in that fall. And there's so many people that have been a part of making this a reality. I mean, I think first to our board, present and past, who really had the faith in this team to say, like, you know, we worked really hard to find partners that would work with us on this from the beginning. And when that was getting harder and harder to do, I believe, you know, the board, especially Elam and Betsy, were like, y'all can do this. Habitat can develop this property. It's bigger than anything you've ever done, but y'all can do this. And in order to do that, we had to bring together some of the finest people working in Chapel Hill on this. I think huge thank goes out to Summit Engineering and Ben Jackson over there, who's been tirelessly on this site every week, making sure that our erosion control is up to snuff and calling me at all hours when something is leaking off site. You know, Klein Design, who designed these beautiful homes and designed the community center that will be here next year. They've done so much incredible work and responded to every silly thing I've asked them to change on these house designs. Ballantyne Engineering, who has been with us, I can't even think about for how long now, and they have just, under the George Richley and Lee Price, have been out here pretty much all the time, you know, correcting everything, making sure that we're staying on target. This is, you can't see it here, but everything in this site is to the inch. And it's like overlapped on 4 different things. And if anything's wrong, everything's wrong. So they have been the ones keeping us on target and keeping us where we need to be. And our market rate partners, the beautiful homes that Garmin's putting up over here, they've got, I think, about 10 or 12 done. And then White Oak, who's putting up the condo here, they started framing that building, I think, Monday. So, I mean, they might have another floor up before we're done talking. And And of course, I don't know, I assume he's out here somewhere, but I can't help but thank Bruce Ballantyne, who's been my partner in crime, and who I was telling somebody this morning, Bruce wakes up very early in the morning, and usually by the time I get up, which I think is early, it's like 6, I have like 5 emails from Bruce waiting for me. So it's like, oh, this is what I'm doing today. But Bruce has been here, he's walked through this site every single week, sent us, I don't know, 4 dozen pictures a week of all the things that we're doing great and all the things we need to do better on. And he's really kept this project, as a volunteer, mind you, kept this project on track throughout the whole process. So, yeah, I think that's the main people I need to thank. If you see anything that's wrong, I'm the person you need to call. So just let me know. And I do want to say that when the program is over, we have 4 houses that you can walk through, the 2 on the duplex here, and then the gray and the blue one here. And if you have a roll of painter's tape, you can just mark anything in the house that looks off, and Jenny will get to it immediately. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, we are lucky to have such an incredible construction team. We were in a meeting yesterday and someone asked me about the growth of our organization. And some of you may not know that when we decided to do Weavers Grove, it also created a shift, a huge shift organizationally for us. We were building about 12 homes a year, and now we're building 20 homes per year. When I started the organization, we had about 15 staff people, maybe. We now have somewhere around 35 staff members. So Weavers Grove has really pushed us to the next level, which has been great. And Richard's been leading the effort on the construction team, and it's such an honor to work with you every day. So thank you. Before I invite up our next and last speaker, I want to make a breaking announcement. You get to hear it first. Since 2018, we have been in conversation with a local organization that at the time was just getting up and running. They are called Hope North Carolina. And Hope stands for Housing Opportunities for People with Exceptionalities. And we were contacted by a group of parents who have adult children with disabilities and were concerned about what the long-term housing prospects were for their children. So they created this organization. They loved the idea of Weavers Grove being this really diverse and inclusive community and felt like this is the right spot for our children and for members of our community to be able to live here. And so I will spare you all the details, but they are also very resilient and persistent. And so for 6 years, we came back together every few months and said, is there a way we can make this work? And I'm proud to say today that we now have an agreement with Hope North Carolina that will be selling 10 of the units here in Weavers Grove to Hope North Carolina, and they will then rent those out to people in our community who have disabilities, exceptionalities, who need a stable place to live, and who are going to be such a vibrant part of this diverse, inclusive, intergenerational community and really integrate it into the fabric of Weavers Grove. So we do have, yes, please, let's applaud. There are some members of the Hope community here, so I won't talk too much about what their model is, but their executive director, Laura Wells, is here if you just want to wave, and some of the founders of the organization. So please visit with them if you have any questions about what Hope North Carolina is doing and about this new really exciting partnership that we think can be a pilot for other developments to come. So you've heard it here. Feel free to go out and share the good news. All of you know that purchasing your first home is just the beginning of a brighter future for these families. But none maybe know this better than our next speaker, Kevin Campbell. Kevin and his wife, Gail, have committed their lives to the mission of affordable housing, having worked with Habitat for Humanity International in Virginia at the headquarters. In North Carolina, Kevin was the CEO of Habitat in Wake County before moving to Puerto Rico to help with post-hurricane efforts in Puerto Rico. While Kevin was in Puerto Rico, we were starting this Weavers Grove community, and Kevin said, I think that's the place that my wife and I would like to come back to when we move back. And so now, Kevin and his wife are proud, I think proud, homeowners of one of the Gorman homes just down the street. They've already moved in. They closed on their home in August. And they're excited to be part of this community. And so I wanted Kevin to come and just share a few words from his perspective as being one of the other residents of Weavers Grove and why they have chosen to live here. I'm so honored to know them both, and I know that they're going to be just an incredible contribution to Weavers Grove. So please come on up, Kevin.
Thank you, Jennifer and other neighbors. I'm so excited about being your neighbor, and that's I've been, I don't know, to how many habitat dedication programs in how many different places, and I've never been able to say that. I'm just excited to be your neighbor. And Jennifer asked me to share something inspirational, and we'll see if we can get there with that. But like she said, I don't think I'd actually told Jennifer Player this story, but when you all had some sort of ribbon cutting here and you were streaming it, Gail and I were actually on the waterfront in Fajardo, Puerto Rico, watching the streaming of that program because we were so excited about what was happening and wanted to take it in from that distance. So this is like a beautiful Puerto Rican October day. I feel back at home in Puerto Rico here with today. But I think we had a pastor in Raleigh, and he talked a lot about two words: proximity and prejudice. And the whole concept that proximity really crowds out prejudice. If you're close, that prejudice isn't going to be there because prejudice thrives in being separate and being apart. And so I really kind of bring that with me here to know that, and I've known that from my work over the years. I often tell people that affordable housing is a contact sport. It has that feeling some days as we work toward bringing projects on. I've been in places, sad to say, I've been in places where I feel like people were yelling in my face about the projects that we wanted to do because they didn't want it to be close to them because they hold this myth. It's totally a myth. If you look at the data, it's totally a myth that your property value is going to decrease because there's another property close by that doesn't have that same level of value. So we all that work in that know that. And I've had people say to me when I've proposed projects, you wouldn't want this in your neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, I do want it in my neighborhood. And this is like, I feel like my first real chance. I tried in some other places to do some projects close to where I live that didn't work out. So this is kind of a full circle, and great to be here and great to be a part of Chapel Hill. Jennifer was asking me to say something inspirational. We'll see if you have to come up and tell me if it is or not. But something that always interests me, and Gail will tell you this, whenever I hear pundits or commentators talking about things, it seems like as humans we have a tendency to quickly go into an either-or situation, one side or the other. We can have this or that, and not both and that's always frustrating. I'm like, why can't I guess I want everything. I was like, why can't we have both? And then if you think about it, both and is really a worldview that is all about abundance. And Habitat's a faith-based organization, and Habitat believes as a faith-based organization that we work together with all faiths, and I don't know of a faith that wouldn't say that they have an abundant worldview. So it fits well. And then when you have the polarized either or, that's all about scarcity. And I really, and it's easy to create fear around scarcity, and I think some people feel like, creating fear helps their cause or whatever, but Habitat's always been to me about abundance. And I think back to Susan. I've known Susan, since she began in Habitat, and I was in Virginia. We connected way back then. The people that, approached the acquisition of this land really came at it from a viewpoint of abundance, and over time that vision really grew from what it was maybe first envisioned to be to what it is. And I really honor, Susan, you and those early folks and those who have come along to not hold back on what this vision could be, but to really kind of live into that. And it makes me think of two people I've been blessed to work with along the way in my time with Habitat. And you might have heard this before because this is quoted often, but the screenwriter of the movie Braveheart is a fellow named Randy Wallace. And he actually grew up in the town where I was leading Habitat in Lynchburg, Virginia. But he had gone off, by the time I was there, he had gone off to California to do screenplays and stuff. But he became interested in Habitat. And he has a quote that I can usually say without reading it, but I'll make sure I get it right. But Randy has this quote. He says, "Habitat for Humanity is a perpetual motion miracle. Those who give, receive, and those who receive, give. And if you want to remain uninspired," he says, "stay away from Habitat." And that's the both and. You can be, and I've felt this all throughout all the years that I've been in Habitat, that you can feel like I'm coming out to give back, I want to help out, and you leave feeling I received so much more than I gave. And I think I'm speaking to the choir, right? Anybody else feel that along the way? For sure. And the other person I had the blessing to work with along the way is President Jimmy Carter. And I got to lead the Carter Work Project in 2003. It was happening in Georgia and Alabama that year. And I've interacted with him other times in various meetings over the years, but every single time that I've heard President Carter get up to speak about Habitat for Humanity, the first thing he says is, "I receive more from Habitat than I give." Every time that he talks about Habitat, he calls that out. And he has given a lot. So that's a high bar on his part to that. So I always remember that. And I just want to close out. I think the vision of Weaver's Grove is so big and so cool that now it's really, Jennifer, us that are going to live here, we have to make that happen. And I don't think it just happens. I think we have to be intentional. I love your words. You said earlier about putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. What I found in my years working with Habitat is that folks that come to Habitat to buy a home, they've been through the process. They know what it takes to buy a home. They know what they have invested to achieve that, and it literally is about putting the pieces together. And then as we, seek to live as a diverse community, it's going to take a lot of intentionality. It's something I'm excited for. It sounds like you are too. And anyway, I just thank everyone. That's the closing of my remarks. I think the closing of the program. You're coming back up. So thank you all for having it. It's great to be a part of the community.
I'm feeling inspired. Are you feeling inspired? Stay close to Habitat if you want to feel inspired. So thank you again for attending today. We would love for you to take a few minutes. Do we have any of our other Habitat homeowners who are here? I think there are a couple of other folks who are here. If you just want to raise your hand. Just if you have a chance to meet some of our incredible homeowners, get to know them, hear their stories. Again, this is why we're all here today. So congratulations to all of you. And I just want to close with Habitat's mission statement, the end of our mission statement. Again, I talked already about bringing people together. And we bring people together to build homes. Everybody say homes. Homes. To build community. Everybody say community. And to build hope. Everybody say hope. Hope. All right, thank you so much. We do have at the welcome table some booklets if you want to take a self-guided tour. Richard said we have a few homes that are open here and here. Don't ask me any construction questions, but I'm sure Richard and the construction team would love to tell you more. Thank you again.